All right, TJ Joyce, welcome to This Costa Rican Life.
Let's do that again.
I'm not going to hit the table anymore.
Yeah, that's loud.
Wow. Okay, we are here inside of your Willy Wonka chocolate factory.
Thank you. Thanks
for having us.
We're wonking and willying. It's good to be here.
So you can explain maybe what the stainless steel is behind us?
Yeah, so behind me is going to be our brew house. It's a 15-barrel, 2-vessel premier stainless brew house where we make barley soup. We mix a little bit of grain with some hot water and some hops. And then we send it over to your side, which is the cold side, where we do the fermentation. Add a little bit of yeast, create a clean environment, ferment beer.
Oh, nice. I like the way that we have this set up today. We've, as you know, this is a conversation between 6 beers. It's not your first time at the rodeo.
No, I've done it before.
But we've got a little like beer roulette thing going here. We got our bucket o' ice, and then just some of your little cans in here. So this is a number 2. You've scratched number 2 on here.
Yeah.
Do we know what it is before I open it?
I know what it is, but you don't. But I think you're gonna like it.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do the honors? Or?
Yeah. Get out yourself one.
Oh, okay. Do I got to find the number 2?
No, it doesn't matter. Just pull anyone out.
Okay. I got a number 5.
Both of them are good. I picked all light beers today. That's
because we're working today.
Yeah. This is a productive morning.
This is not our only job for the day.
No, this is moonlighting at 10 a.m.
You and I have to be professionals. I'm a little afraid. These are bigger than a regular Pilsen, right?
Right. These are 16 ounces. We can everything in 16 ounces.
So we say this is very pale in color, and it looks like a little rosé-ish.
So I'm gonna let you taste it, and you tell me what you think it is.
Okay. All right. Well, here's to you.
Cheers. Welcome to the brewery.
Thanks, man. Okay. Well, I'm getting some kiwi off of that nose there.
Okay.
That's like a sour for sure.
Yep, that's a salted watermelon hibiscus sour.
Oh yeah.
So we actually went out into the ocean and collected a bunch of ocean water, filtered it, reduced it down, and used the salt from the ocean.
You are fancy.
Well, you gotta keep it interesting down
here.
That
is delicious.
Well, I appreciate you.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so that beer is pretty light. It's a good beer during the day. It doesn't really taste like beer. But it's a smoking beer in the heat.
This is a picnic beer, if there ever was one.
I prefer to say picnic beers because it's tough to drink just one.
I used to love a watermelon wheat from 21st Amendment in San Francisco.
Come hell or high watermelon. I know that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I didn't say that was an influence in using watermelon.
Yeah.
What's crazy though is the amount of watermelon you have to use to get a flavor in a beer is just absolutely insane.
How much? Like
it took 2 trucks.
You just go to the guy at the corner and you say, hey, I'll take them all.
No, I mean, we ordered it from the Central Valley, and when they brought it out, it was almost a moment for them. I don't think they'd ever delivered that much watermelon to one restaurant or bar before. So everybody who worked here, their eyes got real big, like, oh, shit, that's a lot of work.
He came with the second load with, like, your face tattooed on his arm.
Right.
Like, right below his child.
There was a wrap on the truck. The world's greatest watermelon salesman. So, no, we're happy with that beer. That's a really popular beer. We're actually almost out of it right now, so we'll be brewing it again here pretty soon.
Oh, man. So you said there's another one in here somewhere.
Somewhere, hidden, if you're lucky.
Nice.
There's other good ones in there, too.
I feel like I'm going to have to do some, like, on this show, it's tough to drink 3 beers and talk through all the things we have to talk about. I feel like I'm going to have to really concentrate and kind of chug a little.
Well, there's worse things to do in the middle of the day.
You know what they say here, especially here in Surfside.
Right.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
No truer words have been said here.
So you started as a homebrew guy.
Yeah.
Like barrel in the barrel in the bathroom or in the garage.
So what's funny is not too long ago we found an old computer, my wife and I, and we're going through all the files and looking at all these old memories and photos and spreadsheets from previous business ideas that never got off the ground that look ridiculous now. Sumo wrestlers. And she found actually a video that we filmed in Park City, Utah. I had just gotten my first Mr. Beer kit. And she was recording me making my first batch of homebrew.
Oh, really?
And she's talking to me as we're doing it in the kitchen, and it was just so. It foreshadowed completely the next 15 years of our life. So that was a pretty cool find. I started off homebrewing. I made a lot of really bad beer for a long time, and I promised myself I would drink the beer no matter what. And that's one of the motivating factors.
Your commitment to excellence has not gone unnoted, sir.
Well, I appreciate you. It was a long, very windy road to get here.
Yeah, a lot of beer, a lot of bad beers.
A lot of really bad beer.
Put through the filter system.
Well, ultimately, I said to myself, my bar for excellence is going to be, if I were at a bar or a restaurant or a pub, would I order another one?
All right.
If the answer is yes, then that was a beer that I thought was, had some legs. So it took a lot of beer.
What are you drinking there?
This is a session IPA.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
Session IPA is really nice. It's light and subtle. I think this one's about 3.5%.
Crushable, as they say.
Crushable, if you will. Down here in the heat, it's nice to have a big beer in the evening, but during the day, a big beer will just mess you up. It'll mess up your day.
That's how, I change. I'm a man of ever-changing moods.
Yeah.
If I'm in the mountains, I'm going to go for a smoked porter.
Yeah.
If I'm down here at the beach, I want something light and a little tart, kind of like me.
Yeah, light and a little tart.
Yeah.
No, I'll buy into that. The session's been a real popular one too. I love it. And to have a beer and not feel like you're gonna mess up the rest of your day is,
right.
It's not a bad
you
thing.
got that one. I got this one. This is like 5.5.
That's 4. That's 4%.
Ah, still.
See, not bad, man.
You are not famous for making light beers, like crushable beers.
No, this is a new
You
page.
are known as I was arrested after drinking too many of your beers.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. I still have the pictures.
I don't even know if we want to get into that whole story, but
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I haven't heard this one before.
You haven't?
I don't think so.
I was having a conversation with Mike O'Brien, who's a world-class talker, and we had a couple beers here at the brewery. And then we had a couple more, and we just kept talking because he's a great conversationalist.
Couple of beers might be
I think we had 7 pints.
7 pints of a 7% IPA.
7 were counted. There were more than that.
Yeah. So then I moseyed on down to the old sailing center.
It wasn't a straight line, the walk.
And I think we got a ride actually. And I think
it's
I
1,000 feet
crawled
away
into the car, and then there was music playing. We had just finished the big blues festival, and I finally had a day to relax and get a little drunk and just enjoy the evening. And then one of the waitresses came over and said, "Immigration's here." I was like, "Okay, call Roberto." And so this and that happened, and eventually Roberto said, "They know you're here. You've got to go talk to them."
The first I found out about this was a picture of Justin with his arm around one of the immigration agents. Justin looked really, really happy.
Oh my God, I've got to find that one. It is. I took a selfie with like 7 immigration agents in like their Kevlar vests and everything, and they were not amused. Especially since the first thing I said to them was, it was like 9:30 at night, and I was like, "Buenos dias." Which those non-Spanish speakers, it does mean good morning. Like I heard somebody behind me go, "Did he just say good morning?"
The satisfaction differential between Justin's face and the immigration agents was, I don't think you could have measured that with any standard
Anyway,
equipment.
I woke up in the morning and I was like, "Do those guys have my passport now?" So anyway, long story short, you used to have a lot stronger beers.
Yeah, no, I learned better.
Yeah, me too.
So we are starting to make lighter beers here, and that's nice. I think we have Kathy, how many beers do we have on tap now? 11 or 12?
We have 11 beers right now.
11 beers on tap, and at least half of them are 5.5% or lower.
Wow. What are your heavy hitters?
We've got a couple of IPAs that are pretty large, and we usually have a stout. We keep a stout online.
That's like a 12er or something like that?
It can vary just depending on what kind of mood I'm in when I cook it. Sometimes we make it up to 12%, nice big imperial stout. Sometimes we dial it back to about 8.5%. So
you got a milk chocolate stout coming out right now.
Well, we got
a little test.
We have a dark chocolate porter.
Oh, that's
coming out,
yeah.
And it's at 5.5%. So it's right at that upper limit for what I would call a regular strength beer or a non-get arrested beer.
I feel like a Pilsen is a 5.1. And if I drink a Pilsen, I am pretty much just standing on a
steady Eddie.
Yeah. And then if I have a 5.5 pint, I'm kind of launching out.
Well, it's 33% more beer. A pint's 16 ounces, and a can or a bottle of Pilsen's 12.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Well,
Yeah.
I studied long and hard to get that piece of it.
Yeah, you should have known. You should have known.
I didn't say it.
Hey, let's talk about your life here outside of the brewery. You know, I know that you and Kathy built a house.
Yeah. Well, we've
just moved in.
We've built a few things. A brewery being one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just moved to a new place, a house that has been a labor of love. It's not far from where Tommy lives.
Yeah, Tommy. I think the kids running back and forth.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. We've got some throwback 1950s style neighborhood kid gang.
Do the kids have bikes?
Yes.
Is bikes a thing?
Yes.
It's like the Babysitters Club all over again.
What's crazy is it's a dirt road outside of our house, and we're entering dry season, right?
Yeah.
So for those that have never been down here, dry season is dry, and so dust.
Dry season means
The fires
heavy
just
dust.
started.
Did they really?
Right next door to my house.
Oh, yeah.
The field just burned up in a day.
So the road that leads towards Tommy's is undulating. There's like an uphill part and a downhill part, and whenever the kids are coming down to the house, you can see their silhouette against the sky almost, with the dust coming up.
Oh, nice.
It's almost like a Young Guns movie trailer.
I was thinking herd of buffalo.
or that. They come in and they eat like buffalo. That's for sure.
Tommy has an actual herd.
Yeah,
He's
no.
got 4.
Yeah.
And
No, there's no shortage, and they rule that street, that stretch of land.
I've heard that they go to your house and eat their pre-dinner.
Yeah.
And then they go back home and eat dinner.
No
Is
kidding.
that-
Tommy,
yeah.
last time they came, they ate 3 pizzas. The whole time, Kathy's saying, hey,
Slow down.
you have dinner at home? And they're like, yeah, I'm starving.
I kept telling them, I was like, you have to eat dinner when you go home. You have to eat dinner when you get home. So they're like, no, that's just appetizer.
And they weren't kidding.
No. Good. They're growing kids.
You know, and it's fun. I remember what it was like growing up in the U.S. I know it was a long time ago for you, but I assume you have at least a figment of memory.
Oh, I remember something. The sun came up and it went down.
So I remember leaving the house, and like you came home when it was dark. And even though I had that experience, the idea of doing that in the U.S. now,
I don't think it happens. I think all the kids' activities are planned.
I haven't been to the U.S. in a while to experience it, but as far as my impression goes, I'm not sure that's a common thing anymore.
Yeah, that self-discovery is really important, I think.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it.
Right? No, it's a lifelong process. You never really find the end.
You know, that's the kind of stuff that drives Patricia, especially bananas.
Yeah.
But you know, like, I like to just, oh, hey, I haven't taken this road before. Wait, what are we doing? Where are we? We're supposed to meet those guys.
No.
I'm just going to go see where this road goes. Oh, it's a dead end.
Yeah.
That's a quick one.
Well, now you know.
But now you know,
Yeah.
And I think it's really important for kids to get that. I think that's one of the best things about bringing those kids down here and having them grow up in this area.
And I tell you what the coolest thing is, you know, you'll catch these moments, these fortuitous moments where you'll walk outside the gate and you'll see them on a little pile of sand, a mountain of sand, and
Yeah.
you can hear them talking, and their imagination and creativity is going wild, and suddenly this mountain of sand is like, they're rock climbers, and they're trying to reach the summit, and the princess is on the other side, and
Yeah.
you know, it's cool. It's like, okay, all right, yeah, kids still remember how to be kids. You don't have to teach it to them. It's innate.
No, absolutely. That imagination is really strong, and I think what we do by over planning for them is tap that down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No. So they don't have free reign to do whatever they want. They don't carry machetes.
That's the sailing center.
Yeah, we reserve that for the sailing center.
We do have machetes on hand.
Yeah.
Good.
No, they'll graduate into them
It's important.
soon, I'm sure. But
I think your kids should have machetes before Tommy's.
Yes, definitely. Please.
yeah, and
They need to defend themselves.
it just dawned on me that they may have machetes stashed somewhere outside the prop. No, who knows? They don't
You
come
know.
home bleeding too often. So
Yeah, that's good. It's good. What about fiat money? Tommy, I don't know if you know, but TJ and I have had long long conversations,
Passionate conversation.
about Bitcoin. So much so that it was eventually banned by all the wives in our group. And it could not be talked about, especially during
in mixed company
during COVID.
Yeah.
Like it was like over. There was a line drawn, and it was not.
This is when I exit.
Yeah, it was like there was machetes.
No, Kathy's heard enough. She can recognize whatever podcast I'm listening to from across the room without seeing the screen.
Kathy could have her PhD in Bitcoin now.
So, well, here's what's really unique, and it's a different situation and scenario than you have in the U.S. U.S. dollar is an incredibly strong currency worldwide.
Still,
and it's going to remain the strongest fiat currency in the world, for the foreseeable future. But what a lot of people in the U.S. don't realize is the currencies native to Central America, the colon in Costa Rica, or the Cordoba, or any currency that's used down here, it doesn't have the same strength. And as business is happening across borders, for instance, if Patricia went back to Nicaragua, she would have to take colones, turn them into dollars, take the dollars to Nicaragua, and turn those into Cordobas. And that's two foreign exchange transfers right there.
Right.
And, you get hit twice on the fees.
Don't do it at the bus station, TJ.
No, those guys got fast fingers.
Yeah, they do.
I was at the border of Colombia and Ecuador once. And I was trying to exchange US dollars, which is what Ecuador uses, into Colombian pesos. And the guy's counting out really fast, and I'm trying as hard as I can to, keep track. And he's on his calculator and calculating the exchange rate, because I think it was a pretty extreme exchange rate at the time. And I got all the way through the transaction, and I'm about to hand him the dollars, and he's about to hand me the pesos. And I looked at his calculator, and you remember when you were a kid, there was a button with the M+.
Did it say boobs turned upside down?
Yeah. No, funny you should mention that. No, the M+ button. Did you ever know what that did?
No.
Turns out this guy on his calculator, there's a memory function where you can pre-store a memory, like a number, and then that M+ is like a variable. And so as he's speed typing on the calculator the exchange, he's inserting his own exchange rate with the M+ button.
Which is like sucking out 10% or something like that?
Yeah, it was 15%. Long story short, down here in Central America, there's a lot of different communities and a lot of different organizations that are kind of overcoming that weak currency situation and that weak trade situation between countries and in local communities using Bitcoin. And it's fascinating to watch. I'll let everybody make up their own mind and do their own research. I'm not here to convince anybody, but if you want to look around, or anybody wants to look around at what's happening in Central America, which is a different paradigm than what you have in the US. Bitcoin Beach in El Salvador is really interesting. Bitcoin Jungle here in Costa Rica. It's down,
I don't know about that.
It's down near, I think, Uvita or Dominical. It's a community that is largely adopted Bitcoin for transactions on a commercial level. You have Bitcoin Lake.
Is there an app for that? I mean, do you just scan your phone just like you do with a credit card? I mean, that's where it starts getting...
It's every day that passes, it's becoming more convenient to use.
Because it's very inconvenient to buy, store, use, transfer.
It's a total paradigm shift, and there is no central organization. There's no marketing team. There's no business plan. There's no anything to organize its growth and its development. It's 100% organic and decentralized. So it happens at a lot slower pace than what people are usually accustomed to with regard to new products. If you do look up Bitcoin Beach, or you do look up Bitcoin Jungle or Bitcoin Lake in Honduras, what you'll find is each of those communities
Bitcoin Condo in Surfside.
Bitcoin Condo in Bitcoin Brewery in Surfside. No, it's a fascinating technology, and I've never met anybody that understands it fully and rejects it, ever.
Tommy says he fully understands and rejects.
Okay, so me and Tommy have to talk about that later.
Right, but we don't have time. I don't want to
take up the whole 10 hours.
The machines are going to start running again in 32 minutes.
That's right.
We got to keep it rolling.
We're against the clock.
Let me ask you. You talked about exchanging money on the border of Ecuador and Colombia. You used to have a super interesting job where you have done the drive from Alaska to Tierra del Fuego more than once.
Yeah, well, my wife and I used to do that as a job, as a career. We were primarily focused in South America together, and we would drive from Cartagena, Colombia, all the way down to Tierra del Fuego, and then from, I guess, Lima would be the westernmost point, to Buenos Aires in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
So east and west, north and south. We worked for a British company, and we took up to how many people, Kathy? 24.
Yeah, 24.
24 people on a custom-built safari truck from all over the world.
That's pretty awesome.
It was cool. It was cool. I think we made $15 a day.
Nice. Crushed it.
Sometimes it
Man,
was cool.
Sometimes it was cool.
I wish I was pulling those kind of numbers.
Yeah, we made about $15 a day, but everything was paid for. And when you're rolling up,
I'm finishing up.
let's
Just
do
saying.
it. Let's do it. I'll put a pause on that.
Do we smash these on the ground like Mazel Tov?
Throw them at Tommy.
Just because I said I don't want to use Bitcoin doesn't mean you can start throwing shit at me.
We'll talk about that later.
You know, it's not going it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere.
No, it's here. It's already.
Some people want it to stay. Hey, this is a white
Ooh.
can. You told me to do something different with the white can.
Yeah, so we do something special here.
I like this. That's a good looking can, bro. Or Kathy.
Yeah, no, this is Kathy's responsible for this. She worked with a colleague to get this done. It looks fantastic.
My ice is kind of melty.
Well, just do the best you can. So we do something special here. When we first opened, you know, I tell people all the time, when you open a business, it's not so much once the business is perfect and ready, it's more so when you have a minimum viable product. And so when we first opened, we had a friend of ours make beer at a brewery of his and made our recipe. We put the beer on tap, but we needed something that we made here. And so we actually went through a process of making a margarita. We got all the staff together. I got a piece of paper, created a grid with ingredients and quantities, and we just made recipe after recipe after recipe.
This is a beautiful canned margarita. That's what you're saying.
Well, I'm telling you.
With sea salt from Playa Penca.
This one, I'm not sure what they salted this room with.
We don't need the truth. Just
it's from
build the story here. That's what we're doing.
It's from an asteroid that landed here on Earth. So anyways, we put a margarita on tap. So we have margaritas on tap here, and I'm quite proud of them. I think they're probably the best margaritas in Costa Rica.
I gotta say, you know, we do some boat tours down at the old sailing center. Seems like some canned margaritas be where it's at.
You've had worse ideas.
Sumo wrestling.
Right. Cheers.
Hello.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
It's
so
delicious.
So we made a bunch of test recipes. We went through how many? 13. Settled on number 7.
Well, this is number 7.
Yeah.
That is good stuff, man.
That's good. We don't have to drink the whole glass.
I feel like I'm just getting into the swing of drinking now.
So the hardest, yeah, right. The
The whole
hardest.
podcast always gets better on the second drink. So here we are.
The hardest thing about making a margarita is you have to factor in ice melt.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's first poured, that's not the best taste of the margarita. The margarita gets the best about halfway through because that ice dilution actually helps.
We're also drinking Potrero Brewing soda water.
Potrero, this is going to be loud, guys.
Nice.
This is our bulk CO2 tank venting off excess pressure.
Oh, whoa!
I hope you get this on video.
I did not know we had some kind of explosion pyrotechnics.
That's
nice.
We set this up specifically for the podcast.
It's our smoke effect.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if the whole room filled up with smoke right now?
Right.
Actually, that would probably be bad.
Yeah, no, that's probably not ideal. But anyways, yeah, the ice melt is important to factor in, and when you're midway through the margarita, that's when it really shines. What do you think?
Really delicious. I love the margaritas here.
Cool.
They're my style all the way.
They're really popular.
Yeah.
Really popular.
We got a, tart, not too sweet.
Yeah.
So you've lived here for about exactly the same amount of time as I've been in town here in Surfside, Playa Potrero. Rolled in around 2014-ish.
Yeah, about then. Yeah.
And I don't want to say we're part of the infrastructure here these days. We're just something that is like a pre-existing condition.
An established
the neighborhood.
Yeah. We're the person that people come to when they need to know where to find an out-of-date compressor.
Yeah, something weird
for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But But we were talking before the show about, there are a lot of people that move down here, and for good reasons. I think it's a great community. I think we've, over time, it's gotten even better in a lot of ways. It's certainly easier to live here than it was before.
Oh, man. Exponentially. I don't think you could put an actual figure on how much easier it's become.
Okay, this is maybe a slightly dickish question, but how many of the people, and I said I wasn't going to use any bad language, but how many of the people who move here these days could have survived even a year 10 years ago?
Oh, man, that's a loaded question. So Kathy and I always talk about the turnover.
Yeah.
There's a phenomenon. I don't call it a phenomenon.
Let's call it a phenomenon.
Let's call it a phenomenon.
It's fun to say.
Something like a phenomenon, right?
Okay.
So the 2-year turnover is the number of people that will move down here with expectations in one place. Mm-hmm. And they come down here, and almost across the board, I would say 90% of people really love their first year. And they commit to the first year, and they wind up staying the second year.
Right.
But in that second year, the challenges and difficulties that people face, like work and sustained income.
You get the Costa Rica kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
Happens to all of us. Happened to Tommy.
Is that right, Tommy?
Still is. Year and a half strong, baby.
To be fair, it's still happening to me too. It's a regular occurrence. But that at the end of the 2 years, they don't want to leave per se, mm-hmm. but the complications and the struggle to stay here is starting to outweigh their
love of the beach.
Yeah, their love of the beach. So, the complications and issues are anything from they're sick of doing border runs because they never got their residency, or they miss family back home, or the kids want to play organized sports or something like that. But if people get through
lame,
if people get through that 2 or 3 year mark, they tend to have some stickiness here. I mean, they stay.
Yeah.
When you realize that surfing is an athletic outlet, just like organized sports are, or sailing, or horseback riding, or scuba, or any of the number of things you can do here. It has the same impact from a physical exercise standpoint, mm-hmm. and it's just not exactly the same as the U.S. So the people that stick around long enough to start viewing those as an option, they stay.
It's funny, over the years, I have shed a lot of my Americanness, my North American-ishness. Mm-hmm. I used to love to watch baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I lived Oakland A's, season ticket guy. I loved to listen to him on the radio, and working on my boat, and that was like my favorite thing. And I haven't followed them in years. I haven't followed any professional sports in years. The only thing I watch is the World Cup.
Let me make a confession. So we have a large number of TVs in the brewery. Usually they're playing surfing films or skiing films or old Western movies, or whatever the case. But we've also become a destination for sports. We're able to stream pretty much every sporting event from anywhere in the world here to the brewery. And so Sundays became a really big deal for us because of Sunday football.
Yeah.
You've got 7 games that start in the morning.
American football. And the first week, it's a little tough to get the systems down because you've got high def streams in Costa Rica, in Guanacaste. We got everything sorted out, and a woman came in and said, "Can you put the Commanders on?" I don't know who that is.
I said, "Excuse me." Now remember, we stream sports from all over the world. We have people come in. There's a family here that loves the British Columbian Lions in the Canadian Football League. They're here for every game.
Really?
There was a family here the other day that wanted to watch North Dakota State University football.
Mm-hmm. And I love those guys.
They were
the Dragons.
Yeah, they were decked out.
I'm just kidding. I don't know who they are.
I don't know who they are either. But so when she asked for the Commanders, I'm thinking, what country and sport is this? Turns out it's an NFL team.
Oh, never heard of them.
Washington Commanders.
Anybody?
Nope. Learned something new. So I'm not necessarily a sports guy myself.
Oh, you have fully fallen off the map if you don't even know the Commanders.
I know. Well, it's not really a comment on sports as it is paying attention to what's going on in the U.S.
I definitely thought it was going to be a Canadian football team.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
Where are they from?
Washington.
Where's that? State? State or D.C.?
I think D.C.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I'd be remiss if I guessed.
Washington, as I recall, used to have a football team, but they had to change the name. It was the Washington Redskins, right? Not cool.
Maybe that's the Commanders.
Oh, the Commanders.
Right.
What a douchey name. I mean,
so yeah, the Americanisms, losing touch with that cultural, zeitgeist, I guess is the word.
Sure, nice one.
Yeah.
I have to actually. I am a total liar. We are coming here tonight to watch a sporting event.
What event is that?
We're gonna watch the Sail GP Singapore race tonight with the whole team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we put it on the big screen?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
One screen might be enough, but
we'll see.
I can't imagine there's a huge number of people interested.
We'll see what kind of interest we generate with a sailing competition.
As you know, Patricia, very uninterested in anything to do with sailing.
What do you think she'll be doing while you're watching the sailing race?
She will be making tacos and burritos in a delicious way.
Oh, there you go.
It's Gritanga, Nicaraguan street food.
She's making some good birria tacos over there.
She is crushing over there. I got a secret order these days.
Yeah?
Birria nachos. Yeah.
You're just not telling us this.
Yeah.
The
It's like,
birria quesadilla is phenomenal.
oh yeah. It's like animal style, right? You got to have like secret.
You got to know. You got to be in the know.
Yeah. So I order birria nachos with onions and cilantro. And
Kat, did you know about this?
I'm a happy man.
I saw nachos on her menu yesterday, and I went, ooh, next time.
Oh yeah.
So she
All
said,
right,
yeah.
No,
Have
it's
you
on
had
the
the
to-do
steak
list.
tacos?
No.
Actually, there's a shortage of the steak that she uses right now, apparently.
Yeah.
So it might be a week or so, but
It works.
and with your new steak diet, it's going to work out perfect.
Oh no, it's right in the wheelhouse.
Yes.
I'm here for it. Tommy, do you eat steak?
Yes.
Tommy eats steak.
Just since last week.
Just recently.
Oh.
He was vegetarian until last week.
For like a month.
Welcome.
Welcome
I did
back.
it for a month, and
It's good to have you
I
back.
don't want to do it again.
No, I don't blame you. Poor guy.
No, just wasted away to nothing.
So the margarita, I think, was fantastic.
Really nice.
Now it's at that point I was telling you where the ice kind of melts a little bit. Now it's perfect concentration.
Okay.
The tartness, the sweetness, it's right on. If anybody, I'll stake my reputation on this margarita. See, I grew up in Texas.
Okay.
And Texas has a huge Mexican influence, and as accurate or inaccurate as it may be, margaritas are, I think it's in the food pyramid there.
Important to your people.
Oh, yeah. So to make a bad margarita would bring humiliation upon my family.
Wow.
So
We don't want that to happen to your to Tom.
it sounds like you're getting a fat tongue already.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Does it? I had some salt on my tongue. I'll try to enunciate. Let's talk about wandering dogs of the neighborhood, TJ.
So you mentioned,
It's worse now.
is it really?
Well, because down the road from where we live, some guy's got like 50 dogs.
Oh, kidding.
And they're always like, they were killing my chickens. They rip up my cushions on my outdoor furniture. Like,
I hear them at night.
oh yeah, I think he breeds them because
Yeah?
he's got a giant kennel. Not, you know, the road that's right before my road.
Uh-huh.
Down there, he always has dogs out. It's driving me
you know,
crazy.
I hear them at night.
Do they have? This is probably not going to be a popular option with the PETA crowd, but I'm wondering, and I'm an environmentalist, but those airsoft guns, you know, like just the pellets, but they would have to be biodegradable. Right? If you could have a biodegradable food pellet that you could shoot at the dogs with an automatic weapon, that seems like it'd be a lot of fun. And you get rid of those dogs.
I remember being a kid with a pellet gun, and I remember those pellets being
Good
metal
time.
and soft, and it just dawned on me, were those lead?
Probably.
Was
I think I still have one in my kneecap.
Were we playing with little lead pellets?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right. So yeah, dogs in Surfside. So in South America, Peru especially, right, Kathy?
Yeah, Peru for sure.
Yeah, in South America, we could be in the most remote jungle or the most remote mountain area, and out of nowhere, a pack of stray dogs will walk up. Well, you don't see a tree or vegetation all the way to all horizons. And they're all mangy and skinny. You can see their ribs. Here, especially in Surfside, every single neighborhood dog is well fed and has a collar.
Thanks to Barbara, right? Barbara's Animal Rescue.
Yeah. They do their rounds. They go from business to business. They find a sucker in every single place. They're the most well-fed, happy, life-loving dogs I've ever seen.
But still, I mean, there is the dogs are fine. It's the gringos that are super annoying about the dogs.
Yeah, no, there's different phases of interaction with these animals.
Does anybody know who this sweet boy belongs to?
No, and then there's the person that adopts it, and then there's the person who says, "Oh, that's this property's dog."
Yeah,
and it's the other person that wants to take it, and it's just drama. It's
I remember somebody did one of those. Took a picture of Jeff's dog down at the sailing center and said, "Does anybody know whose dog this is? We're gonna take him."
No, it's a revolving thing, but I think it goes to show the neighborhood's really interested in the well-being of all of its inhabitants.
More dogs than people.
More dogs than people. What's funny is we had a cat here at the original brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And the cat was, I'm pretty sure it was a wild cat. It was an adopted cat. Feral at some stage of its life, I'm sure. Loved its life here, but then when we closed to rebuild and to renovate and expand,
mm-hmm.
Fuzzy was his name. Fuzzy.
You name him?
No, that was not my selection. Fuzzy decided to move on to greener pastures and move to the jungle.
Does that mean he moved to a farm and upstate with some nice other animals?
No, I think he's invincible. I think it's an immortal cat. The guy was a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
Anyways, he moved on, and kids still talk about him. We still joke about him. And last night, I was playing chess online. It's my new thing. And I look over at the door, and I see a cat scratching at the door, meowing. And I walk over. We have a cat at the house. I'm like, that doesn't look like our cat. I open the door. Cat's right there. I think,
in comes Fuzzy.
Is this Fuzzy? I thought, oh my, this isn't even the house that Fuzzy grew up in. We are miles away from where Fuzzy...
And years away. And the cat walks in, and he seems comfortable with me. And I look at the water bowl, our cat's water bowl. It's out of water, so I go fill it up. He drinks a little bit of water. I shake the food bowl. He eats a little bit of food. I'm looking at this cat. Kathy's already gone to bed. So I'm thinking Kathy knows she'll be able to ID this cat, without a field guide. So I'm looking at this cat, and I think I better take some pictures. I don't have internet at my house, so I have to tether my cell phone to my computer. Hotspot it.
Yeah, it's over USB cable.
Oh, nice.
But I can't unplug it because I'll lose my chess game.
Okay.
And so I'm carrying my laptop around.
So I made a quick drawing.
I'm carrying my laptop around with the iPhone, trying to capture this cat, and it's freaking the cat out because I look like like I'm
a robot
about to attack it. I'm taking blurry photos of the cat's back. It does no good. And I sit down and I think, let me just accept that this is Fuzzy. Fuzzy has somehow, against all odds, found his way back to a brand new house, and it's Fuzzy.
Out in the sticks.
Out in the sticks. So I start playing chess again, and I think to myself, maybe I ought to go take one more look at Fuzzy. Now, when Fuzzy was a kitten, we had him neutered.
When Fuzzy was a kitten, it was a girl.
Right? No, we had him neutered.
Now Fuzzy identifies as a male.
Well, I look over. The cat is walking outside, and I kid you not, I've never seen a set of testicles so large on a cat in my entire life. It looked like a dog, like a pit bull. And then it was right then I knew that wasn't Fuzzy because we neutered Fuzzy.
Okay. And you didn't put in, what do they call them, vanity balls?
No, well, I don't know.
It's a thing in the States, I've heard.
I can't say for sure. Isn't it for their self-esteem?
I think so, yeah.
It's just so strange.
Vanity balls.
Why don't you pull out another beer?
All right. I think we should get rid of this before my tongue is too big for my mouth. I've got a number 4 here, TJ.
I don't remember what that is. Oh, I do remember. This would be...
Number 5. Number 2. Do we have a number 1?
Yeah, go for the number 1. This right here is a black lager.
Black lager.
5%, also called a Schwarzbier.
Schwarzbier?
Uh-huh.
Why is it called that?
It's German for black lager. I don't know. This style of beer is really popular and common in Dortmund.
Okay. Got a great football team there in Dortmund.
Yes, they do. So I've heard.
Striker. Got a real famous young striker.
So you're drinking right there our lager. That's our straight up the middle.
I will recognize this one.
Beer flavored beer. When somebody comes in and says, got anything like an Imperial? This is what we serve.
I think that you are selling yourself super short with that description. This is my everyday drinker.
Yeah.
Sometimes several times a day drinker at the brewery.
40 minutes deep.
Okay. It was supposed to be snowflake. You were supposed to say snowflake.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin was it. Hold on, let me look at the timer real quick.
What are those things up there tell you, TJ?
So all those meters up there tell us the temperature, tell us the time, tell us the rate of rotation of pumps and motors. And I'm saying we've got 15 to 20 minutes left before the noise starts.
All right.
Which could be exciting. What do you think of the lager?
What I always think of the lager, it's a delicious beer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
It's not a fancy pants beer, it's a man's beer.
Yeah.
You know? Not some fruity thing. I also love the fruity thing.
Yeah,
so let's be honest.
we've got a dragon fruit beer too. That's
I love
pretty dang good.
that first one, that watermelon one. Honestly, so delicious. Such beautiful color too.
Oh yeah, no, the lagers are tough to make down here because it's so hot.
Oh yeah.
But all of our temperature control and all of our temperature management is done in a closed system, and so we're able to really dial in the temperature during fermentation and then cool it down nice and cold. Speaking of, to my right and your left, there's a door over there.
Yes.
That's the best room in the entire brewery.
Why is that, TJ?
That's the cold room. Mm-hmm. You know, we're entering hot season. We're entering summer, which I take great umbrage with. We're north of the equator here. We're at 10 degrees, right?
Yeah.
10 degrees north.
10.49. Yeah.
10.49 north. Summer and winter here should be the same as the U.S.
We don't have summer and winter, though.
But they call this summer. Dry season is summer because it's hotter.
Okay.
And rainy season is winter because it's cooler. I don't think that's right.
I think that we just have to call it something else. I think we call it rainy season and dry season.
Okay, there you go. Anyways, we're entering dry season.
And the green season, I feel like it's very disingenuous.
You know,
because green season is rainy season, just not as rainy. Right?
It's a marketing ploy.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm going to keep pushing that narrative that it's a marketing ploy because what nobody knows is June and November, both during green season, are the best months in Costa Rica.
I say July.
July.
I love July too.
Thank you.
No,
November and July.
No, yeah. I can't argue with that. November's my favorite though.
Least favorite month.
Ooh. This last October was excellent.
Man.
I would say April.
April's mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single April I tell myself I'm not going to be here next April. And I'm here.
You still got a little business in April.
Yeah, there's still a little business. What amazes me is right now, for instance, we're midway through January. The mornings, we'll work in Fahrenheit. There's some mornings I wake up, it's 78, 81. I think to myself, man, this dry season's not that bad.
It isn't that bad. There's clouds in the sky. The whole world is going crazy right now, TJ.
It's pretty nice here.
Do you ever hear anybody talk about a bomb cyclone before 3 weeks ago?
No, that's the first time I've ever heard of it.
And how was it here?
Perfect.
Slightly nicer than normal.
Yeah. No, October was fantastic. November, had
so nice.
Excellent sailing.
Yeah. All the way through.
Yeah.
Which is, normally we have our windy times. It's too windy to sail. It gives me a heart attack, and all the kids are going out there. I shouldn't say that to you. Your kids sail with us, but
I'm glad that it's giving you a heart attack.
Increased vigilance.
I would be concerned if you said it's windy, it's dangerous. I just gotta ignore it.
Get on out there, kids. What will be will be.
Ojalá, they say here.
Yeah. Which I heard actually has Arabic roots and is related to inshallah.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
I could see it.
I don't know. I guess because of the Moors, maybe? Ooh. I saw an Instagram thing, but I think it maybe was because of that.
I'm a big history buff, and it's conceivable. I'll have to look into that.
Ojalá is a good. What are your favorite Spanish terms or phrases? And least favorite?
Oof. My most favorite I don't think is appropriate for the podcast.
I'll tell you my least favorite, just to get us started. si Dios quiere,
Yeah.
which follows, like you've made an agreement with a tradesman, and he has agreed to show up tomorrow to do the work.
Oh, yeah, that's...
And then he follows
si
it.
Dios quiere.
Si Dios quiere, which just means if the gods allow it.
It is right there with
And
just the whole concept of mañana.
It really provides a ton of wiggle room because the gods often do not wish it.
No,
you know?
no. Funny how that works. No, my favorite phrase is not family appropriate.
Come on, now I'm dying to know.
So I don't. I'm sure. No, I'm sure as people are looking in the brewery, they're seeing these large pieces of equipment sitting really closely together.
Okay.
Right. Oh God, this is.
You don't have to say it.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
I just thought there might be some other nice phrases that, people talk about pura vida. Pura vida, TJ. What does that mean? If I say, hey, TJ, pura vida.
Yeah, that's a very versatile term.
It is.
Maybe the closest thing in English would be right on, or
Yeah, pura vida.
like, but it can also be kind of a passive aggressive, like a whatever,
I find it often said ironically.
Ironically, it's an ironic
Yeah.
right on. Mm-hmm. It's an ironic right on. It can be. I don't know. It's a valuable term. It's a flexible term. One thing I'm interested in is down here. One of the slang words, I guess the nearest translation would be dude.
Mm-hmm.
My. Now there's a whole history behind that, depending
Which is
on
M-A-E.
M-A-E. So if you're in a situation, if you come down here and you're hanging out with a bunch of Costa Ricans, or you're in a social setting and they start calling you my, you're in. Like,
I don't accept it.
no?
I'm too old to be on my.
Ooh.
I say no. You talk to me respectfully.
And then they call you huevón.
Patron.
Patron.
I prefer patron.
Yeah, no. I think anyone would. No, the whole my concept. I had a Costa
But
Rican.
no, you're right. That's
I had a Costa Rican explain this to me, and I have no idea if it's valid or accurate or correct.
we don't care about that on this show.
So my is like a third derivative from the word magistral, like majesty.
Okay.
So when the crown was here, when Spain was here, it was, the majesty was like, that's the top level, right? That's the patron, that's the don.
Right.
And then maje is like a shortage of majestre.
Okay.
And then my was a shortage of that. I have no idea if
like
that's accurate.
that.
I have no idea if it's true,
Good enough.
but I'll throw it out there. We'll see if it sticks. Maybe in the comments, somebody will point out this stupid gringo has no idea what he's talking about, but maybe somebody's going to say, I confirm.
Wow. I would like to hear that. That's a really nice little tidbit, TJ. Well done.
I could be totally off base.
Tell me how soon we can get a circus here in town.
So we were in Colombia a few years ago. A little vacation.
Colombia's nice.
Love Colombia.
Where do you go?
Kath, what's your favorite part of Colombia?
Medellin.
Medellin.
yeah. This
Beautiful city.
The Valley of Eternal Springtime.
Valley of Eternal Springtime. What a lot of people...
We talked about it with you, Tommy, right? Take that whole herd of yours down to Medellin. It's an awesome place.
We did?
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit.
When?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe it was the
Take
other
a
Tommy.
vacation. Maybe it was before my 3 beers.
He's outfitting a sports team. You know what flights cost with that many people?
Not to Medellin, not from here.
No, not from here. So we were in Medellin looking for stuff to do. We're in a supermarket, and we look outside, and there's the tent. There's the big
Nice
top.
markets, right?
Nice markets.
Big, American style, filled with good stuff.
Inexpensive.
Super inexpensive.
Super nice. So what a lot of people, when they move here, they don't think about until they start talking about, start talking to people that live here, is this is like the doorstep to South America. When you come here, don't view Costa Rica as the end of your adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you have to refresh your visa, you want to get out and experience something a little bit different, you're just a few hours away from all kinds of incredible places in South America, too.
Absolutely.
So, I digress. Medellin, in a supermarket, and we see the big top.
Okay.
The kids are like, what's that?
Nothing.
I said,
They're spraying for termites.
no, I look at it and I think to myself, our other option is to go home so they can argue with each other. So I look at him and I say,
Nothing like the exquisite torture of a family vacation.
right? I look at him and I say, that's a circus. We walk, no, listen, we walk over there. And I forget the name of the circuit. It was Hermano something from Mexico. They were on tour.
Nice.
They had all their semi-trucks with the giant caricature paintings on the side. And it was all the trappings of old school Barnum and Bailey, P.T. Barnum and Bailey circus. They had the freak show.
Oh my God! They have trapped lions and tigers. They had not PC at all.
They had the concession stands, and we go inside, and it was an old school classic circus with the ringmaster.
Wow!
The only thing that was modern,
Clowns?
there were clowns, payasos. The only thing that was modern was they had the giant metal sphere with the motorcycle riders on the mini bikes.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, they loved it. They brought out animals. They did acrobatics. It was incredible. Point being is I brought that idea back to you.
And we have done nothing with it here in Surfside.
Not yet. Not yet. We need the right level of community support.
I think we got to bring that, once we have our Audi here in Surfside, we can earmark some funds.
But turning Surfside from a suburb into a city, it's going to be a big deal.
It is.
Yep.
It is. How much do you want it to grow?
Ooh. I don't think you can stop it. I think the question is, how right do you want it to grow?
Yeah.
How correct. It's crazy. You go to other beach towns in the area, and in each beach town, really Guanacaste as a whole is still pretty young.
Yeah.
It's only a couple decades old in terms of its modern development and its tourist destination. Probably started in the 90s, I would guess, in earnest. And with that said, there's a lot of communities that have developed because of a great surf break or a party destination or a backpacker town. What's the old saying for Surfside? A shady place or a sunny place for shady people. That's how Surfside was, but then somehow it morphed into this super family community, and there's not that party scene, there's not the backpacker scene, and so Surfside,
I think it probably had something to do with a sailing center and a brewery.
I'd like to think so. I didn't say it, you did, but anyhow.
Great job, bro.
Cheers. The development of Surfside's kind of turned into a unique case. I'm not going to say it's the only one on the Pacific coast of this nature. There's great towns and cities all the way down the peninsula, but Surfside's pretty unique.
I think it has a lot to do with the schools.
Yeah.
Having 4 private schools.
At least there's a lot more that have opened.
There are a lot of them.
Yeah, no, the schools here are fantastic.
It's an easy reach. I think that has a lot to do with it. Not having a surf break. As a old-time, lifelong surfer, I wish I had a surf break closer. But not having a surf break changes the character of the community and makes it, not so right. No, for those of you that live here and surf or that are interested in coming down, there are a couple of surf breaks in the area, but only when the tide's right and the wind's right. Yeah. Mostly it's 25 minutes away at Playa Grande, and so it goes.
And it's great down in Grande. Tamarindo's great.
Yeah.
Super consistent, super convenient.
I never go there. I try not to go past the fruit stand.
If my car breaks down and I can't walk home, I'm probably too far away.
Yeah. Or if you get stuck.
All right, so I'll come clean. Let's do it publicly.
It's okay. You don't have to talk about your brand new Jeep getting stuck in the mud.
You're not going to be able to hold this over my head forever.
Getting pulled out by a 35-year-old Land Cruiser.
So there's a beach that's lesser visited. I call it North Brasilito. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
It gets pretty rutted out when people go out there and spend the day. And we were out there one day, and as we were leaving, there was a hesitation as I passed a mud puddle, causing me to get high centered, and I had all the Costa Ricans in the world helping me.
Super nice,
great people. All
in the mud.
Stinky mud, like stagnant water mud, and the abuelas on the side directing traffic.
Everybody's got an opinion.
Oh yeah, everybody knows how to do it because their cousin did it last week, and it's just not working. Kathy looks at me and says, "Should we call Justin?" And I said, "No, there's no way we're calling Justin."
But I still did on the side.
Absolutely not.
Like 15 minutes later, Justin's giant blue tank pulls up, and he backs up to the Jeep and looks at me, and he didn't even have to say anything. He knew. He thought, I'm going to cherish this moment.
And I do.
Yeah, he still brings it up.
You're not the only one I've pulled out of the muck with my
Yeah.
old 1989 Land Cruiser.
No, that was a moment. It was a good slice of humble pie.
Well, you know,
That's what we do
Costa
here.
Rica for you.
Yeah,
you
no,
know, you need your neighbors, and you guys have been great neighbors. And if I'm able to help you out one time, you're able to give me great beers another time. It's part of the beauty of living here.
Well, what's great is anybody that's been here for any length of time, they have their kit, which is a tow rope, a chainsaw, several, maybe a can of gasoline, and it's like the rescue kit, if you will.
Just grab it and go.
Yeah. So I feel like I'll never live that down.
You won't, because now it's permanently enshrined on the permanent record of Surfside.
It's been carved into stone. Huh?
Yeah. TJ, this is not the end. We will continue our to watch the evolution of your brewery, and appreciate you guys so much. And thanks for talking to us on This Costa Rican Life.
Well, I appreciate you. Cheers.
We still got a couple more to get through, but I think the heavy machinery is going to come on in about 3.5 minutes. So it's time to go.
It's time.
Cheers.
We'll do it again.
All right. Tommy, Kathy, thanks.